What's up guys, we are back at home base. So I decided to drive home after that drift event. So basically drove all day and then drove 8 hours back to Orlando. So we're home now. But definitely tired, definitely a little worn out. Look who's here.
Who's here?
What's going on? What are you doing?
Fixing your valve cover leaks.
So Alberto decided to pull my motor so you could fix my valve cover leaks. Right, Alberto?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so that whole motor situation, having to take it to the machine shop, kind of screwed up our whole timeline, and now we're kind of in a last minute crunch to get the car back together, ready, and hopefully tested before the next Pro-Am in Texas, which I think I told you guys I'm going to round 3. Looks like Alberto's pretty much got the whole entire engine assembled and everything back together. With myself half tired this morning, or should I say half awake, I actually went and did a really terrible job rolling the fenders a bunch, just because I ran out of 225s and all I have is 235s. So to run them, I have to get some extra clearance. I'm gonna put over fenders in the car anyway, so I didn't really care that it kind of like ruined the paint. I heated up as much as I can, but this is such an aggressive roll. I'm hoping we can get the motor and the trans in the car tonight. I know Alberto's got to go make dinner for Maria, but that's going to be the goal today, and I also have to do a couple things underneath the car, so I'm going to get started. Anything interesting you found or discovered while you were working on the motor?
Well, there was a few broken things in the timing chain. We got those fixed.
Yeah, we showed those.
We also upgraded like a few things that I mentioned on the whole build, and then
I'll show them the new lines with actual proper heat shielding this time.
it's like fat heat shielding.
Well, remember we almost didn't use heat shielding at all in the first time? That would have been bad.
Yeah, that would have probably been very bad.
So Alberto went ahead and fixed up this crack that I had on here. Hopefully that holds together. Other than that, I'm excited to get her back together and feel the new CD9. You guys probably remember that I've been having quite a few issues with my axle bolts getting loose, so I ordered some extras since we had some janky replacements that were just kind of random bolts that we found. I'm going through pulling each one out, and if you look at them, there's actually grease in there, so they get covered in grease and the Loctite doesn't really work. So what I've been doing is kind of spraying a little bit of brake cleaner and getting these clean, kind of going in and out, just trying to get it really good, and then putting some more Permatex red thread locker. Alberto recommended I use this one rather than the gel because he thinks it gets a little bit better coverage on the threads. So I've just been going through and doing that, trying to be preventative this time. I thought when I switched over to the GK Tech sway bar, I got rid of all my rubbing issues, but I found out that I'm actually rubbing in a new area that I haven't seen before. Up here. This is why I always paint my car, so I can see where I'm doing the most rubbing. So what I'm gonna do is just try to hammer this in as much as I can because it doesn't really affect anything on the other side, but that definitely seems like an issue. Anywhere that you see polished looking metal usually indicates that there's some sort of rubbing going on, and I know that it was when the wheels turned this way. When your car catches on fire, it will literally haunt you forever. Look at this. This is from where the fire was. It just destroyed this coating. So my chassis isn't even like really protected here, so I gotta repaint this. Dang. I was just going over and kind of inspecting everything just to, you know, see if anything's bent. And, oh, I think this side's actually bent a little bit too, Alberto. Oh, I have such good luck. Look at this. So, another one of these guys. She's definitely bent. If you look at the threads, it's very, very clear. That is not straight. Just to kind of show you what we were talking about earlier. SR, well, I guess you're not gonna be able to see clearly, but there's much more surface area on the 350Z one. That's a stage 4 setup on the car. Going back to a sprung clutch, I had an unsprung my car just because I ordered the wrong one, which puts a ton of abuse out on the drivetrain, so it's a good thing that we don't have that anymore. There actually is a somewhat decent solution to me constantly bending these Heim joints, and it's this thing. It like slides over and reinforces it. It's a much bigger, I guess, nut is what you would call it. Alberto, is there a fancy word for this?
that's like a coupling nut.
A coupling nut, all right. But the problem is, my actual Heim joint isn't long enough on my car with the track width that I have to fit this. And then I never used them, but I just thought, well, what if I took it and I cut it? So now it's shorter and it'll fit. It's genius. It'll change the world. It'll change drifting as we know.
You probably spend more time cutting that than you did actually making your car longer.
No, but the thing is, if I make my car longer, then I add more camber and I go through tires faster, or I rub on my fenders more. So, can't be rubbing on our fenders. Alberto gave up hot chocolate, now he's on to iced chocolate.
He ate his too fast. I don't even know how.
So another thing that we went ahead and did, I don't remember if we showed you guys this or not, but there was a fin on the transmission. That was probably the main area that would be hitting the trans tunnel up on top, or as you guys like to call it, the tranny tunnel. So anyway, grinding that out of the way makes more room for the tranny tunnel, and it's not going to be touching the tranny tunnel.
Only problem with that makes you all dusty. I have to like hit myself with a rock. Always like, and it's running time. I watched the radiator thingy. Skirt.
Look at that far to line up with those engine mounts again.
Yeah, now I need this one.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Put it in the oil bucket.
Yeah, I'll just put my nice camera right in all the oil. Great idea, Alberto. Great idea.
Well, there's nothing else to put it on.
I guess we won't film it. Bye, guys.
Wait, what do we have here? An actual camera tripod?
Yeah, but no. Listen.
Jack.
Linda, listen. This is the problem. They need those little clips there, and I lose every single one of them.
Look at this. Look at this.
Are we gonna balance it? Are we gonna balance it? Are we gonna balance it?
We're able to balance it on this.
Yeah, guys.
How does that work? There's no excuse there.
I do this all the time. I'm just too lazy to get a tripod, or I lost the clip, so I like balance the camera on the actual jack. It works. I don't know.
But you can't balance it on that.
We'll try. Look at that. Quality goods.
You can even change the angle and everything.
I like this angle. Nice and the crookedness adds a little bit of artistic flair. For whatever reason, the engine mounts are very hard to line up, so we are just kind of like tapping the bolt. Did it go in? Is it in? Then this one should be pretty easy. It'll be easier if you flip it around, no?
Well, I want it to go down. That's first I'm gonna use. Let me look a little bit more.
There you go. Forgot to show it to you guys, but I did get the drive shaft modified, and it is now the perfect length. Not that showing you this identifies that it's the perfect length, but just trust me, it is. Alberto is currently mounting up the cross member. Comes with a Collins kit. What's cool about this bracket is it's completely adjustable, so you can move it side to side or forward and back. We both want to get on a better sleep schedule, so rather than working late and getting this thing done, Alberto's gonna go back home. I'm gonna get to bed and probably like maybe play a little sim and then wake up early, and then I'm gonna start doing some stuff on the car, fix the PBM, start running the harness, and then hopefully get the thing fired up and start breaking it in. Back to work, I ran the harness. Alberto's working on the exhaust side with the turbo and everything. I just pulled out that Heim joint. Actually way more bent than I initially thought it was. Look at that. Look at that. One thing we didn't really think about that might be a potential issue, clearance for the downpipe in here. If you look, the CD transmission sticks out a bit more. So Alberto is gonna go ahead and grind down that little edge that's protruding down there to make sure that we don't have any potential issues with fitment for the downpipe. But I'm gonna go head out and get us some Chipotle. I gotta go drop the truck and trailer off at the warehouse, and yeah. Fixed up that whole PBM situation over there. Also changed out my tie rod end because the one that I had was kind of sketchy and not really meant for the car. So I have a GK Tech one on there now. Nothing but nice distilled water going in the S13. So we're gonna learn from past mistakes, and one thing that we were gonna do for anything else, after I fill this car with water, I'm gonna hook up my radiator pressure tester to it and try to find any water leaks, because those have been the source of all evil with this motor. Dumb, stupid water leaks. So we're gonna pressurize the system to something ridiculous just to make sure that there's no leaks. Actually, a really good thing we did that, because there was a very, very tiny leak on the lower radiator hose that probably wouldn't have spotted otherwise. Brett uses an M12 by 175 thread pitch because it's for like a Mustang 5.0 shift knob. Can't find one and I want to be able to test drive the car, so I actually took a BMX peg and I found one nut that I had the right size and I was able to thread it on. So this is my rad shifter, so if they don't cut my hand because it's got some burrs on the edge. Don't know if I've ever showed you guys this. I bought a jump box and it is literally the most convenient thing in the world. We're about ready to get it fired up. Got this guy unplugged so we can prime it real quick, make sure there's oil in there and everything. And then look how clean it looks. It's so nice. No more oily front cover. Excited to get her fired up. Should we have unplugged that? That sounds okay, right?
Yeah, bubbles on the field.
Okay, well that's literally the sound we hear every time that my motor hydro locks. You're sure?
Yes.
We're good?
Yeah.
You're positive?
Alright, let's see if it works.
We're just priming it now. Ready?
Go. My starter works, it's aligned properly. I was like, oh, whatever, it's gonna work with the studs.
It sounds good. It sounds like it starts fast.
Yeah.
Now what?
Keep going.
How long?
Just a little bit, so it primes away. Oh, should I roll my camera? Anyways, first started.
Probably open the garage door. Alberto's gonna make me a nice plate for here, but we don't have time right now, so in the meantime he said to just use some good old duct tape. Since it's a brand new clutch, we're not gonna be able to get on it or go crazy right now, but we can feel how the new gearing feels. I did test reverse and it does work. We are not gonna have a speedometer for a little bit, but that's okay. When you don't have a dual mass flywheel, it makes this noise. That's normal. It's crazy how easy it is just to shift around. We're in third right now cruising when we normally be in second. A little bit more vibration, but not too bad. It does shift like absolute butter. Even though this clutch is a stage 4 because it's such a large surface area compared to my SR clutch, the pedal feels actually significantly softer, so it kind of throws me off and makes me feel like my car has a weak clutch, but it's just as strong, if not stronger, than my last unsprung setup. Only thing I noticed, the car was popping at a 5th gear, but I think that's just because I had this adjusted too far inward, so, so it wasn't like fully like engaging in gear. As ridiculous as it may sound, and you guys aren't gonna be able to see it really, or be able to tell probably in video, the car started spooling about 1,000 RPM sooner. Before it used to not really spool until 4,500 RPM. Now it's hitting like 2 or 3 PSI around 3,000, which for an SR, pretty respectable. But Alberto, thank you.
It works.
It works. The question is it gonna hold up for round 3 or is it round 4 of Lone Star Pro-Am? Time will tell. I'm a little bit nervous taking a freshly swapped car with a fresh swap transmission, hoping that kind of everything goes as planned, but knowing drift cars, there's always bugs to work out, so hopefully they present themselves before the track. I'm gonna try to put a ton of miles on this thing just driving it around, so hopefully I can get some ripping it footage for you guys. Thoughts, concerns, questions?
The only concern is, are you okay driving in the rain with no AC?
Yeah, that'll be fine. Oh, massive thank you to Collins for hooking us up with the kit for the car. I'm very, very excited to be kind of like the tester for this kit to see how it works with having the actual like non-cut CD transmission and bigger clutch and flywheel. So feels great. We'll just see how it holds up.
All right, you better rip on it because I didn't do all that work for nothing. I want to see some action.
I want to rip. I'm gonna show some action for Alberto. Alberto, you gotta come to one of the Texas events with us. Guys, comment below if you wanna see Alberto come, okay?
All right, I'll try.
Okay, not this one though, because it's too last minute. I wouldn't do that to you. And obviously, since I was away in Atlanta, Alberto covered the entire process, pulling the engine apart, putting it back together.
I got it done. No videos for the weekend, but I got video. Hopefully I'll be able to edit it today.
Okay, so.
And then tomorrow as well.
Link right here to Alberto's channel. Go give him some love. And yeah, look. She's a car, stoked. All right, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm excited to be able to drive my car again. And yeah, that's about it. Look, it's a car. Cool, thanks. Bye.
Bye guys.